Welcome to From the Den podcast, providing Bears and NFL fans alike with compelling news, discussion, and debate. I'm your co-host Benjamin, joined alongside my dear friend and co-host Oren.
Hey Benjamin, let's get right into it. As always, kickoff starts now. Welcome to the 10th episode of From the Den, where today we're discussing the wide receivers of the Chicago Bears.
Let's get right into it. We're going to be giving grades for the Bears wide receiver corps last year and just generally discussing it. That's how we're going to start it off. So, Oren, kick us off.
So, I want to talk about the Bears last year, and it felt like everything on the Bears offense was bad. Bad quarterback, receiver, offensive line, receivers, offensive line, tight end. Everything was not great. But the only spot I would say in this whole offense would be Allen Robinson. You look at all the Bears players, and it feels like none of them played up to their expectations, and Allen Robinson exceeded his expectations. And usually when you came into the season last year, you expected the Bears to even do better on offense. You expected Trubisky to go to his expectations. And Robinson was the guy that you expected.
Well, yeah, the Bears had a lot of hype last year with Trubisky, and maybe that could be part of the reason why they did badly. Yeah. But I didn't hear a lot of – I remember you showing me that one video about why Allen Robinson was going to be good. I didn't believe it. Honestly, I didn't think that I thought he would be good, but I didn't think he would be exceptional. And the Bears definitely had a lot of hype coming into the 2019 season, and their offense just totally flopped. I'd agree with that, aside from Allen Robinson.
And if you look at last year, what you expected Allen Robinson to be pretty good, but Anthony Miller, you expected him to play a way bigger part. And when you look at it, Anthony Miller
was one of the biggest disappointments.
Anthony Miller had a few games where he played like an amazing wide receiver. Really great.
What games?
The Lions game, Packers game.
You mean in 2018 or 2019 you played?
In 2019, last season.
Okay. I don't know. Okay.
And I'm looking at last season, and he had a few games that were exceptional. But the other games, he just disappeared. He wasn't there. And I don't know if that's true.
Do you think that's – you're about to, lead into that, but I was going to say, you think that's Nagy's fault? Or yeah. Well, okay, Anthony Miller did have a lot of drops. So I was really hyped up. Even when the Bears took Anthony Miller, I was hyped up as him as a prospect. I was looking at his highlights, and I was so happy. He was compared to Antonio Brown even. But he was disappointing not only in that maybe – of course, always some of the blame can go on Nagy, but he really he had a lot of drops, so I'm definitely hoping that he can improve in 2021 and be the player that 2020 and be the player that I was expecting him to be in the 2019 season.
Yeah, but what was interesting is that Taylor Gabriel, he was just injured for half of the season. I mean, that takes a huge component out of the offense. The only thing I would say that's good about his injury is that now that he's not in the Bears, the games that he was injured, Anthony Miller played, and that's when he stepped up. And what comforts me a bit more about this season is that Anthony Miller proved in those games that he can be an elite wide receiver too.
Well, do you think that Anthony Miller played better than Taylor Gabriel in those games, or just better than himself?
No, he played better than Taylor Gabriel. Statistically,
Taylor Gabriel had some, you were saying that Anthony Miller had a few games where he was great. Taylor Gabriel, I can point to the Redskins game, obviously. Taylor Gabriel also had his few outbursts, so –
yeah,
and you still think that Anthony Miller played generally better when he was the wide receiver?
Better by a mile. For the reason that he averaged, and I think in a 5-game stretch where he was not every single game. There were a few games where he played badly, but in this best 5-game stretch where he played wide receiver, he averaged around 80 yards a game. And he got around, not a touchdown a game, but he got he probably, if you go put that throughout the whole season, that's 1,200 yards and 6 touchdowns. That's nearly identical to Allen Robinson's stats. So
okay, identical. So Allen Robinson. Sorry, I heard Taylor Gabriel.
No. So I get that when you look at it in the sense that obviously he's not going to be doing as well as he did for those best 5-game stretch. But what makes me at least a bit more confident is that he is that he'll be able to step up to the plate and he'll be able to do well. But let's get off.
Right, but I can't have absolute confidence because what I was saying about the drops. Taylor Gabriel, I don't have stats on hand. I should have pulled it up, but I would bet on that Taylor Gabriel had significantly less drops than Anthony Miller, or maybe a less drop rate because Taylor Gabriel was injured some games, so that's not very fair. So I just hope that when Anthony Miller steps up into this higher role in the Bears offense, he's able to progress beyond those drops and really he shines and he sheds his old self of dropping a lot of passes.
If you enjoyed this episode of From the Den, Please remember to subscribe, comment, and like this video.
Or, if you're a Packers fan, remember to dislike and leave a nasty comment. Click the links on the screen to access additional content.